right? And they were so excited. They're like, oh my gosh, there's a program for us. We never thought this would be possible. We've been renting for the last 15 years.
That's a long time.
You know, we see everyone else gaining all this equity. They were very excited that, you know, but where we weren't done yet, you know, that was the beginning stages of getting them pre-approved, figuring out their loan and whatnot. So they were able to use one of our special programs, which we have about 15 different down payment assistance programs. But this program, you can set it up so you really need nothing on the day of closing. You can actually get the money that you paid up front, because you have to pay for certain things up front when you buy a house, right? I mean, you know, like,
what are those?
well, you have a deposit. When you make an offer, you're going to make a deposit on the house. So it's called earnest money. And that could be as little as $1,000. It could be $5,000. It just depends on how strong you want to make your offer look, right? But let's just keep it simple. And these people only did $1,000 in their example because they didn't have that much saved up. They had about $2,500. I got them pre-approved for this program. They went out looking and they found a house like almost right away. They were so excited. They found a house, great house, and made an offer on it, and they actually won the bid. And the nice thing was we offered a little bit over the list price. And we asked the seller to give that money back to them in the form of what's called a seller closing cost credit. Okay, so that was structured purposely so that way, because they didn't have money to come with 3.5% down and to pay all the closing costs. They didn't have that. They only had $2,500, right? Yeah. So because we were able to structure it that way, you know, when they paid their earnest money for $1,000, they're going to pay about $700 for an appraisal, and then the optional thing they would pay for would be a home inspection. Highly recommended.
Highly recommended, yes.
You know, that's because an appraiser is going to just tell you what the house is worth and that, you know, what you're paying for it is reasonable. A home inspector is going to go through it like a fine-tooth comb. You know, they're going to tell you every single thing that's wrong with that house. So in the future, you know, like what expenses would be for, you know, maintenance and things. So that's like what? How much is a home inspection? Like $500?
Depends, yeah, maybe a little bit more.